Hi, I'm Ted from The Devil's in the Detail. I've been asked a question, and obviously I'm going to answer it in the easiest way I can. I've been asked how I can guarantee that in a Premium Plus detail, how can I guarantee that it's going to come out better than factory finish? Well, the answer's really simple. You've got to remember that robots paint these cars now, and basically the robots think it's Friday afternoon on every car they paint. So if you look at the modern cars, they're really orange peely, and the fact that they're orange peely, there's a lot of light distortion. Now a premium plus detail basically is removal of some of the orange peel, which will give a flatter, more reflective, deeper colour, and overall a better finish than how it was rolled out the factory, because there's no hand finishing with these mass-produced cars, so they're not polished anymore. You know, how you get them is how they come out the factory. So basically on a Premium Plus, we rarely will I use any flatting paper on a Premium Plus unless there's some deep defects. So basically we're knocking the orange peel down using coarse paste, coarser pads, and basically trying to level out, I suppose you'd say, the dimples in the paint. Now if it was a premium concourse detail, then the whole car would be flatted, but it still comes with its own problems. And what I'm going to do in a second is I'm going to show you why we have to keep checking all the time while we're cutting down these dimples to know just how far we can go. Because for a start, it's going to be 3+ stages of polishing, but initially you need a lot of sets with a coarser compound and coarser, in my case I'm using wool, to level down these dimples. Now obviously we're removing quite a lot of material, still not as much as you would flatten it, but there's still a lot of material that's got to be removed to give a crisper finish. Now we're not trying to get it dead flat, it's literally, you know, to try and get the light sharper off the panels. If we wanted it dead flat, we'd have to flat it. You know, you're not going to be able to really knock a whole car down to dead flat using just pads and compound, and you'll run the risk that you will break through with pressure of the pad. But let me just take you on a journey over here. If for any reason the camera goes off, it's because I've messed it up. So I'm going to turn the camera around so that you can see what I'm going to show. Right, I'll just remove the camera from the tripod. Now when we have these cars in, you know, first and foremost we've got to check the paint depths, and as a good base I normally go to the roof and measure the roof. Well, as you can see, there's loads of material on the roof. Now when they're building these cars, they don't necessarily spray the whole car at the same time. Like the boot could be off, the bumpers are definitely off, the bonnet could be off. So you imagine that I've already started and I've done quite a lot of cutting on this side of the bonnet, but imagine we've got 177 off the roof and then we come to the bonnet. As you can see, that's 111, 112 as we move down. Bearing in mind I've already cut quite a bit off this. 118, going down the panel, 124, 140, 132, 140. Just put it on the wing out of curiosity, and we're at 123. So you can see there's a massive difference in the level of material on the roof to the material on the bonnet. Now, the depth is changing all over the bonnet. So while we're cutting, we have to make sure that we measure, because this is the first cut as well, there's still at least 2 more stages of polishing to do to refine this to get more gloss. And when we're using the likes of, I've got a rotary with a wool pad, and I've got an orbital with a wool pad, and the more sensitive places I'm using the orbital, and the flatter places I'm using the rotary. Now I have got smaller rotaries, smaller wool pads, so they'll be used, you know, in different places because of the curves on the bonnet. I don't want to take the edges off, as I've explained in other videos, but we've got to be careful all the way through the job, and it doesn't matter which panel you're working on, the readings will be different. They are not equal. So don't measure the roof and think, oh, there's loads on there, or I can just go over the whole car how I like. Or a lot of people think because it's very orange peely that there's loads and loads of lacquer to play with. Well, it isn't the case, and I can assure you, and I've done it myself, is in trying to flat the orange peel out of some of these modern cars, you end up breaking through. So be aware that the orange peel isn't all the lacquer. You know, the primer could be on orange peely, the base coat goes over that, then the lacquer goes over that. So don't think there's loads of lacquer, because there isn't. Now, I think that's probably explained how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it, and why I can guarantee that the finish on a Premium Plus will be better than it come out the factory, because it's going to be more level than it was, and so you know it's better than it was. So I hope that answers the question and a few more. I know there's lots of budding detailers out there and who ask questions, and that's why I try and answer as honestly as I can. Right, so I'm going to get back to this bonnet. I'm easily going to spend over a day getting the bonnet to where I need it to be, because it's a lot of work. You know, it's not all glamour. You know, you have to put the graft in to get the sort of finishes that I'm happy with. So I'll leave you with that, and once I'm finished the bonnet, I mean, you can already see, you know, the sharpness, you know, from that finish to that finish. Yeah, there's still orange peel, very, very slight orange peel, but it's still there. And I'm not going to chase after the flatness and get myself into trouble. So there we have it. I'll crack on, and I'll see you when the bonnet's finished.